The Sunfish Sailboat Gone with the Wind. Here is a short story about Skipper, who discovers that surrender is not drifting without direction. It is releasing his private plans so the wind of spirit can right his sail and carry him into the joy already present. Skipper loved his little yellow sunfish sailboat, but he did not trust the wind. Before every voyage, he drew a route across his map and decided exactly where the boat should go, how quickly it should arrive, and what the lake should look like along the way. If I control the sail, the rudder, and every turn, he told himself, nothing can go wrong. One morning, Skipper pushed away from shore beneath a clear blue sky. His destination was a small island on the eastern side of the lake. He tightened the sail and pointed the bow directly toward it, but the wind blew west. Skipper pulled harder. The sail snapped, the boom swung, and the sunfish began circling. His arms strained as the smooth lake became a battlefield between the wind and his will. "This wind is taking me the wrong way," he shouted. A quiet thought rose beneath the chitty-chatter of his mind. "Or are you trying to take the wind the wrong way?" Skipper froze. He had blamed the weather, the boat, and even the lake, yet his own resistance was making the journey difficult. The wind was not fighting him. He was fighting what was. A sharp gust tilted the sunfish. Skipper clutched the rope, believing his grip was keeping him safe, but the tighter he held it, the farther the boat leaned. Then the quiet thought returned. Let go. If I let go, I'll lose control. You are not losing control. You are releasing what never guided you. Skipper opened his hand. The rope slipped gently through his fingers, the sail found its natural angle, and the boat settled upon the water. For the first time that morning, he breathed. The wind filled the sail without force. The sunfish glided westward, away from Skipper's chosen island and toward a stretch of water he had never explored. "I don't know where I'm going," he whispered. The words frightened him at first. Then they opened like a doorway. "I don't know. Show me." Skipper stopped judging every gust. He allowed the waves to rise and fall without calling them good or bad. When his mind demanded a destination, he returned to the feeling of the wind, the warmth of the sun, and the gentle rhythm beneath the hull. He began to understand that the present moment was the lifeboat. The wind was not asking him to figure out the whole lake. It was only inviting him to receive the next breath, the next movement, and the next quiet prompt. Soon the sunfish entered a hidden cove surrounded by tall reeds and flowering trees. Sunlight poured through the leaves in golden shafts. A flock of white birds lifted into the air, turning together as though guided by one invisible heartbeat. Skipper watched them with childlike wonder. None of the birds carried a map. None fought to lead the wind. They moved as one because they were listening to the same current. His old destination had promised accomplishment. This unexpected cove offered communion. Skipper lowered the sail and became still. In the silence, he felt a joy that did not depend upon arriving anywhere. It had been present before the voyage, during the struggle, and even inside the storm of his resistance. He saw that grace had never abandoned him. He had merely covered it with his demands. Skipper raised a small white cloth and tied it to the mast as a surrender flag. "Of myself I do not know the way," he said. "Let the power of God move through me." A breeze stirred the flag. Skipper smiled, lifted the sail, and allowed the wind to turn the boat homeward. From that day forward, he still held the tiller, watched the water, and adjusted the sail. Surrender did not mean doing nothing. It meant listening before acting and participating without trying to command the outcome. Whenever fear insisted, "You are drifting," Skipper answered. "I am learning to receive." Whenever control whispered, "My way is safer," he asked, "What would love do with this?" Whenever the wind changed, he relaxed his grip and remembered that the language of spirit was flow and acceptance. Skipper's plans were gone with the wind, but his purpose became steady. He learned to keep his compass pointed toward present love, his attention anchored in stillness, and his sail open to grace. The wind had never been his enemy. It was the invisible invitation to stop resisting life and begin sailing with it. And when Skipper finally stopped trying to direct the wind, he discovered that love had been directing him all along. May we sing, rest, and dance our way home together.